Hello guys, welcome to the Versus 4 recap. I'm the Custard Prophet. Well, in this part of the Versus 4 series, we are going to be recapping what goes on in the preceding week's games. So we've just had on Sunday the first game from each of the 8 creators involved in Versus 4, and we're going to be having a look at how they did in their first game, what they did in their transfers and how they're setting up tactically and anything else that went on. We'll also be having a look at what you guys thought of the series early on, and we'll be doing that until you guys are no longer commenting. So leave a comment down below, let me know what you think's going on, who's going to win, have your thoughts changed, all this sort of stuff, and we'll get you up in that comments box. And we'll also be having a chat with another couple of creators right at the end of the video. So loads to cram in today, and I hope you will enjoy what's going on. So let's start off by having a little look at what you guys think of this series thus far. So we've had three comments that relate to that. You can see FM Llama and Gary Turpey both are plumbing for Football Manager Maniac, so he's already got a bunch of fans. Dodgy Gamer, on the other hand, is going for Old Lady Plays, and then there's a bunch of other people who don't quite state who they're going for. Football Manager Maniac, you are the early season favourites, and I hope that pressure is... I hope you're feeling that. Mate. Yeah, I mean, there's loads of comments. I was absolutely thrilled with the amount of comments. In terms of the guys who think they're maybe not going to do so well, Chasing Lamely and That Trucking Football Manager, both really happy to be involved, but both think they're going to struggle in the groups. I think there's 2 really tough groups. So we'll have a little reminder of who the groups are just before we get going in the other part of the episode. Really nice comments from Dan Dimitru. Great to have you along, mate. That's great, and I'm glad you're enjoying the idea. Good luck to everyone, he says. FM Pino, really happy with the lineup, and Aussie Villain. Oh Christ, I'm Aussie Villain wishing everyone the best of luck. Old Lady Plays makes an interesting thought. She reckons maybe 1 or 2 sackings, and Wolf Tracks is agreeing with that, and this might be an issue that we're going to have. The board are really quite militant. If you don't quite get what they want, and they want the world, they want everything, then 1 or 2 of us could be losing our jobs, maybe even more than 1 or 2 of us. It might be kind of last man standing by the end of this, which would be interesting. Trucking Football Manager also thinks it's going to be a bit chaotic. I mean, he points out in the last 2 Versus series there was a sacking in both of those, and there was a lot less creators. So this I think is a harder challenge. FM Digi, he's really excited by the thought of all these fantastic creators. And Gunnar Dre, great to have you along, mate. He is looking forward to seeing the signings, and he's happy with the club, the Juventus club. Bobby G and Avoiding Relegation, they're happy to be involved in the save. We're happy to have you guys, very happy. And the United City FM is looking forward to it, and yeah, he's wishing everyone all the best and shouting out to his United City community, his fan base, who are going to be shouting loudly from the side undoubtedly. And he makes the point, go and check out all the creators. And I'd say if you haven't had a chance yet to check out some of the creators, make sure you do for episode 2, or maybe go back to episode 1 and check out maybe a couple of the creators that you haven't already come across. Yeah, I think last but not least, we'll move to what Football Manager Maniac has got to say. We'll see what he thinks about all the pressure that is on him as favourite. You know, it's proclaimed favourite. The fans reckon this, so it's all down to him. He reckons he's got a very, very hard group, so he's already putting the excuses in. You know, I've told him that he's the favourite, and he's already feeling the pressure. So that is fantastic. So that's what you guys are thinking. Keep leaving the comments, and we'll keep reading them in this little segment. Right then, let's get on with the show. Right then, we will be having now a look at the tactics and the transfers that have gone on from all of the contenders in this versus 4 save. We'll start off looking in Group A. So if you're struggling to remember, Group A contains Old Lady Plays, Bobby G Gaming, That Trucking Football Manager, and Football Manager Maniac. So starting with Old Lady Plays, this is what she's done. Currently no transfers in, no transfers out, but she is still looking for some additional transfers to come in before the window shuts. This is the team that she has, or this is the formation that she's gone with. 4 at the back, and then so it's a 4-2-3-1. This was a fairly popular formation, and certainly in the last iterations of FM, this has been a very popular formation. And I guess the squad somewhat lends itself to this. I still debate whether there's enough strength on the wings, but I'm sure she'll bring someone in for that. And again, it's about controlling the possession, short passing, all that sort of stuff, as you might expect from a Juventus team. So Bobby G, we didn't find out an awful lot about what he was going to do tactic-wise, but this is the tactic he is going with, a sort of 4-4-2 with attacking wingers. But the transfers are the story with Bobby G. Out, he has shipped Aaron Ramsey and Sami Khedira for about £65 million in total, but in is what has come. It's unbelievable. He has brought in Paul Pogba on a £129 million deal. Utterly crazy. Aubameyang has come in for £55 million. Raheem Sterling has come in for a fee rising to £163 million. How can he afford this? Well, he has been super creative with the finances. Go and watch his video. He's been very clever with the finances, but it's probably going to work for a season, but maybe not for multiple seasons. This is one to keep an eye on, whether his transfers are actually going to kick him in the crotch, as it were. So on to that Trucking Football Manager. He's actually got a very similar formation to Bobby G. He's going with a sort of gegenpress style tactic as the base to that. And only one transfer has come in. He's replaced, or he's brought in Telles at left back. And there was a few creators who mentioned that left back was a weak position in this team. So he has strengthened there where it makes sense. So that seems a good move. A good move. 28 million, which is pretty much all we had to start with. So unless you're Bobby G and managed to find some down the back of the sofa. And to complete Group A, Football Manager Maniac. Well, he has gone for a similar formation to Old Lady Plays, pretty much the same formation, base tactic, a vertical tiki-taka, and again, it lends itself to this fairly well, I think. You can have a number of the forwards can play left or right, so there is that. What he's done is he's got rid of Regani, the centre back, for a fee rising to £60 million, which is a decent amount of money for him. 30 million up front, so that's good. And with that, plus the extra money he had, he's brought in Josh Kimmich at right back, which I think is a superb signing, for a fee rising up to 78 million. Angel Gomez as a backup striker. Edouard from Celtic as a backup, as another backup striker for almost 35 million pounds. And Ruben Diaz as a decent centre back for 28 million pounds. So I think that's some good business, and we'll see how he gets on. As we've mentioned, he is one of the early favourites, so we'll see whether that plays out. Right then, so Group B, who is in Group B? Well, it is the United City FM, avoiding relegation, chasing lamely, and myself. So starting with the United City FM, it's our first weird asymmetric tactic. It's not our last one. He's gone for a completely custom tactic, which is all about getting the ball down that left side and players in and out. Well, he has got rid of one of the centre-backs. We are fairly overloaded at centre-back. Didn't do quite as well as Bobby did with the price, but he's still got almost £25 million worth of player, but not quite as much up front. Moussa Dembele is the player that he's brought in for £30 million. Decent striker who will be a backup for the other three strikers that we've got here. Avoiding relegation, well, it's the second asymmetric tactic. This is the asymmetric group. I don't know what that says about us. He's gone again for a controlled possession. It all looks a little bit weird and lopsided, doesn't it? He's brought in 3 players on loan. Nacho, a right back, Lovren, a centre back to add to what we have, and Lorente as a backup defensive midfielder. So yeah, what we've got is four at the back, and then you've got this is very much like a backwards version of my Gotney tactic, with the front 2 not quite as I've got them. But yeah, 2 up top, 4 at the back, and then the midfielders in various positions that only they know what they're doing. Chasing lamely, again, he's been playing his cards very close to the chest. No transfers in or out as far as we know. And this is the tactic he has got, but he's not telling us anything more about it. And again, we've gone for this 4-2-3-1 tactic that we've seen earlier. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out and whether he's able to bring anyone in before the transfer window. He's, again, someone who's looking for a left back. I think there's a fair few people looking at that position. And finally, myself, which, I mean, looking at the rest of them, I think, yeah, it's an asymmetric formation. It makes no bloody sense. We've got a defensive midfielder. I think I'm the only... Oh, no. Avoiding relegation is put a defensive midfielder in there. But we've got 4 at the back, then the defensive midfielder with 2 immediately ahead of them. We've got a Metzala who will play a little bit wider on the left side, and an attacking midfielder who would be a little bit further on to sort of fill in that gap as well. So there should be a decent amount of people on the left. On the right side, wing back is on attack, so that should give us a bit of width on that side. And then we have 2 up top who are sort of asymmetrically placed because of the player just behind them. Players in and out. We have got rid of Douglas Costa, and we're the only one to do that. It's the biggest out, I think. £50 million we got for him. And in has come Matic on loan, which I think is an interesting signing. It's not the best, is it? But I'm fairly happy with that. He's got a good challenge on him, and our replacement essentially for Douglas Costa was someone who's going to play who plays a little bit better, more inside, and that's Angel Correa, who we're paying almost £50 million for him. Right then, that's the transfers and tactics. We're going to go and have a look at the first games that everyone played. So we are going to be having a look at the first game that each of the creators are playing. So let's have a look at Group A. So as you can see from the top, Old Lady plays as Juventus are away at Bologna. Football Manager Maniac away at Calgary. Bobby G is at home against Lecce, and that Trucking Football Manager at home against Hellas Verona. In Group B, Avoiding Relegation is away to Sassuolo. It's all away games, actually. Custard Profit away to Napoli. That's a bit of a tricky one. The United City FM away to Calgary, and Chasing Lamely away to Parma. We're going to have a look, first of all, at Group A. We're going to have this game here as a feature game with Bobby G and his legendary commentary as we watch Raheem Sterling, Paul Pogba and Aubameyang try to fit into the Juventus team up against Lecce. We'll see how it goes. And then we'll have a look at the highlights from the rest of the games.
Plenty of pace, plenty of space. Sandro's been brought down. Surely it's going to be Ronaldo. I've not sent my penalty kick takers. What have you done? If this isn't Ronaldo, it's a joke. Number 7 on the back of his shirt. He is ready to step up. The first one. In game, first goal. He's ran. Well, what's my right back doing down the left-hand side? On the left peg, it's across. Raheem Sterling on debut. Really strong doing it. And Raheem Sterling has got absolutely pace to burn. The 24-year-old former Man City player. About 200 million he cost. The ball's across his Paulo Dybala. I've called him out as being the man of the save. What can you? You could. And Sancho would probably think you're greedy and you wouldn't get it. But this is a miraculous start. We are playing against Lecce. Oh my God, what a strike. That is how you break the back of the net. They're on the break again. This is the Lecce revolution. Is he going to get a shot off? The ball's down. It's 3-2. Oh, you've got no defense, Bobby. Fourth most expensive signing. First in real life. You break the game, Bobby. Oh no, oh no, what? No! It's another absolute belter. What a goal that is, son. Palace Kingdom. I feel I've lost it. I've lost the dressing room. I've lost the series. It's 1 week down. It's 86 minutes. The ball's on the edge of the box. No!
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Highlight coming in. It's not changed, but I am changing to the insane last-minute tactic Bobby G. That is what I'm doing. Sandro, back post for him. Sterling gets us back in that game. Brother.
Well, okay. So, I mean, there were some goals scored there. I think we will all agree. So, a little update or recap of what happened in those games. In the top game there, we had an absolutely smashing win to Old Lady Plays, a 6-0 away victory over Bologna. Pretty damn good start in my book. Yeah. I think the people of Group A will already be quaking. Football Manager Maniac got himself a very, very solid victory, a 4-0 way over Cagliari, which I think again highlight his potential in this tournament. And the big surprise, the massive surprise, after going very early up, Bobby G Gaming drew 3-3 with Lecce. It was a strange game, an absolutely fascinating game of football. I had no idea which way this was going, so thanks Bobby for the crazy times. And probably, well, certainly the dullest game that we saw from both groups was a 0-0 draw from that trucking Football Manager against Hellas Verona. You'd have expected a win there and didn't manage that. So let's see what that does to the table. So as you can see, Old Lady Plays in this very, very early stage, takes the lead. Football Manager Maniac is in that second place, and Bobby G and TTFM sitting in the non-qualification zone in third and fourth. Right, so we'll move forward to Group B. This was a group of lots and lots of goals, even more so than the previous group, and lots and lots of wins as well. So avoiding relegation got a nice 5-1 away win over Sassuolo. Very, very impressive results. Didn't look in any doubt at any point. A really great start. Custard Prophet, myself, a really fantastic win over Napoli, 5-1. It was helped by a sending off, but still great result. United City FM, a very good result as well against Cagliari, 4-0, and that's an excellent result. And I think a 2-0 win over Parma by Chasing Lamely is also an excellent result. To be fair, all four of those results were quite superb, so it's really anyone's to win, and we'll have to see what happens. I think it's going to be very interesting in both of those groups to see what happens in the next set of games at game day 10 and 11. This is what the table looks like. I mean, everyone's got 3 points. There's nothing in it. Avoiding relegation and Custard Profit are up there only on goals scored. United City FM not quite enough goals scored, and Chasing Lamely a couple of goals behind. But a really good start from all four of those creators, and be fantastic to see what happens next. Okay, guys, well, we are going to go and have a chat with a couple of the creators involved in the tournament. Stick around. Well, hey, Football Manager Maniac, it's great to have you involved. It seems like the viewers have you as an early favourite for the competition, and you've had a very solid victory in the first game of this competition. You're feeling confident about your chances for qualification?
Game one, what can I say? It's a beautiful start from everybody, I believe, regardless of the result. We started a bit slow, should I say, but I think once the boys got into the tactics and what we needed to do in that game, we got the win which we wanted. And we put out a statement there from being early favourites, but that just piles more pressure on me. I'm used to the pressure, so it's nothing new there. But again, the content creators on this tournament, they've showed some big performances so far, regardless whether they've won, drawn, or lost. There's a lot to play for this tournament. And again, like I said, we convincingly won our first game, but it just starts there. The hard work starts there. And I'm a bit shocked to be put as the favourites, to be honest with you. Just really shocked, really. There's not really much I can say about that, but I will take that. I'm ready to take that responsibility of being the favourites and hopefully not letting the fans down.
So you made a few transfers. I thought actually they were really good in the main. What were your thoughts about your transfer business?
Yeah, I'm happy with the transfers that we've done so far, and I think we can do with maybe a little bit more, possibly on that left-hand side, left-back position. Probably we could get a bit more squad depth in that position, but I'll leave that for the next episode. But yeah, from the first day that I stepped into this job, it was quite obvious what we needed to do. We needed to freshen up the squad with some young players, and yeah, I feel like I've done that. We'll start off with the first signing for us, which was Kimmich on that right-back position. Yes, we do have two wonderful right-backs in our squad, but I felt we needed somebody with a bit more energy, younger as well. And I think you saw exactly what Kimmich can do in the first game with his first assist of the tournament. But then Ruben Diaz, which was one that maybe some people felt a bit weird about me getting another centre-back. But again, I looked at Rugani and just wasn't good enough for me. So we got rid of him for a decent price. I believe it was about 23, 25 million or 28 million it might have been. And that money we managed to spread across in installments, etc., to get Ruben Diaz in. And we all know that he's a Benfica defender. He's really good in the air, very strong. And again, we have to remember that Chiellini and Bonucci are getting older. So again, I'm looking at it more of that let me change that. When I do go through to the next round, that we have someone that's quite young that can take over their position. So I am very, very happy with the signings that we've done. If we look at the two groups, you probably would say Bobby G has done the best business out of all of us. But again, it's about the team gelling, and I think my team is gelling very well. You've seen it already from his debut already that Kimmich has gone on to assist. We can do a bit more business. There are quite a few players that I wanted to bring in that unfortunately I wasn't able to bring in, but that's exactly how it is. I'm very happy with the squad that we have at the moment. Now it's just to build up on our first game performance and then hopefully win this tournament. But yeah, again, I have to say thank you very much, Custard Prophet, for having me on here. Before I go, just one little thing, if you allow me to say, I just want to let Group A know that Football Manager Maniac is coming for you. Watch out.
Bobby, wow. What have you got to say about those transfers?
Money well spent. This is all about winning, and to win you need to spend money. That's the way football works. The Price of Football podcast taught me to think outside the box, and this little box here, it wasn't just made for little cool big fish, little fish cardboard box dancing. It was meant for spending 500 million. And how big does it get? Pogba, the dream, Raheem Sterling, and Pierre Aubameyang, who's 150 million wasted. But you know what? 350 million, I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I'm still recovering from watching the game. To be fair, it was something else. It wasn't the result you were looking for. What went wrong?
I think you're looking at it all wrong. I think you've got to look at what went right. You spent 500 million and you managed to get a point against 20th in the table. That in itself is an achievement. However, maybe some of the 500 million maybe should have been spent going, hey, you see this bit of the defence that's not so great? Maybe let's shore up that. But going forward, strong as you like. Go at the back, we're looking a little weak. Expected a little bit more from Paul Pogba in the centre of the park, a bit more physicality, but there are things we're working on. You know, we've brought these guys in, they've not had time on the training pitch, they've just had a few beers and a little bit of a tour, having some ice cream and some pasta, and maybe not in that order. But now we're getting to the focus, and focus is going to be about the football, and the focus is going to be about winning.
Yeah, well, we heard it there, didn't we? Big thanks to Bobby G and Football Manager Maniac for the chat, and huge thanks to all the creators who were involved there. This is the end of the recap episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, it's all to play for. Some cracking results, some bizarre results, some just weird goings on. on the pitch, off the pitch. God knows what's going to happen next time round. We'll be coming back for game number 11, game day 11 in the league, and we'll see how everyone's got on at that point. Please make sure you drop by next weekend, Sunday, 7 o'clock. That will be episode 2, which will be game day 11. Make sure you're there, checking out all the creators. Links down below to all of those creators. Make sure you're subscribed to them so you make sure you don't miss them at all. If you have enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you are new. Hit that notification bell, ba-ding, if you haven't done so already, to make sure you don't miss one of these episodes. And I will thank you very, very much for watching this, and hope to see you on the channel very, very soon. Goodbye.